Hey guys, it's DP.
It's Lucky.
And we just watched The Devil Inside. So, to be honest, I would see this picture that they always had for this movie all over, especially on Redbox and stuff. And seeing the movie now, it's not at all what I expected, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, I remember seeing this movie when I was pretty young. It was on Netflix, early teenage years. And I'll tell you what, when you watch it again years later and you kind of forget about it, it's much different than what I experienced as a kid.
Even some of the moments where you said that gave you goosebumps, like it didn't give me goosebumps, but later on, where you see David, one of the priests, actually become possessed, and you see the way he was about to like drown the baby, about to shoot himself and everything. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, this movie's pacing is pretty rough.
It's quick.
I would say it's in the beginning, right? It's very slow, probably a good 70% of the way. And then after the second time you meet the main character, Isabella's mom, it really starts to unfold at a quick pace.
And to be honest, watching this movie, I told Lucky that I have a standard, and that's The Conjuring. And it was good. It was scary at times, but it was very interesting how it told a different perspective, like of a person recording everything that was happening rather than us just seeing from a movie perspective of what the situation was, like The Conjuring or any other horror movie out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things that the movie kind of does well is it doesn't realize that it's a horror movie. I feel like it's almost like this main character, Isabella, she's trying to just figure out what's going on with her mom, and she doesn't, she kind of has hints here and there of it could be possession, but she just wants to kind of diagnose it herself. She wants to see her for herself. It's been 20 some odd years, and she's ready as an adult to try to film this and get a better understanding of what might have happened.
Very Blair Witchy Project style.
Yeah.
So, the good, the bad, and the ugly. I will say that what I kind of didn't like was a lot of questions were left unanswered, such as the moment when the mom, as she's possessed, talks to Father Ben saying, you know what you did, and then we never really get into that. We don't know what, unless we missed it, we don't know what even happened. And then the ending as well, where like it's just left ambiguous, if anything. Nothing was answered.
Yeah, I mean, to your point, DP, a lot of this movie was very muddled. I feel like it was very cloudy. We jump from the exorcism with the mom, which, by the way, I felt like the actress who played the mom did a fantastic job. Very creepy, gave off a lot of those really sinister mannerisms that you would want to see in a film like this. And right from it, we jump to now Father David is drowning a baby. You know what I mean? Trying to kill a child. And it's like, how did we get here? It really, when the pace picks up, it is a breakneck speed. And this is one of those times that I know I've talked about it with Smile. If you haven't seen that video, we'll put the link down below, where it did that movie favors. And this movie, it did it zero favors, because there was a lot of scenes and moments that we wanted to deep dive into, and it's only an hour and 23 minutes. And it just kind of, you could tell that after the second scene with the mom, they were like, pedal to the metal, here goes everything. Let's try to push everything into this 25-minute, 30-minute window, and just, it is what it is.
And to be honest, like, I know that this is apparently loosely based on other cases out there, and I guess it's interesting that they do leave it ambiguous. They leave it open-ended for people to find out, and they have a link on the Ross files, or Rossi files, or whatever it's called, Rossi files and everything. But I would have liked to see a conclusion, or at least like something in the future where it kind of like concludes the story, to see what happens. Like, did the mom die? Did the daughter become possessed and that's it? Like, she just died, or maybe she actually got saved. I want to know what happened to these actors, to these characters, or rather these people, because if this is based on an actual true story, I would want to know what happened, just like The Strangers, I want to know how the story concludes in this entire situation. I don't know. I think it had potential to maybe go into a sequel to kind of follow, or even if they just want to like continue the story for franchise purposes, I'd be okay with that too, just to kind of see how it ends.
And that's kind of the story, DP, of I feel like The Devil Inside is, it had a lot of potential special. I thought the way it was filmed was pretty well done. They did it kind of Paranormal Activity style, Blair Witch Project style. I think that paid off for them. I liked Isabella, I liked the mom, but we really don't get any conclusion. We leave this film kind of feeling unfulfilled, right? And, you know, after the second scene, the exorcism scene with the mom, there is nothing about her, nothing. We never talk to her, we never see her again. Everything is left open-ended. And I know that at the end of that exorcism scene, Isabella was like, leave my mom alone. And then the demon responded to her basically saying that you will burn in hell, whatever. But we never get to see that mom again. We don't get to see if she's healthy. All we know is that they rejected her to go back to the States.
It was just very rushed,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
And now coming on to this final segment, telling you if it's worth a watch. Personally, yeah, I'd say it was worth a watch. It was a fun movie, although I felt that it was all over the place and again, a lot of unanswered questions. But if you're here just for the thrills and for the horror aspect of it, it's a very interesting watch. It's not The Conjuring. Again, I hold it to a specific standard, but I think it was a good movie. I definitely personally would recommend watching it.
I'd say this movie is worth a watch with a beer in your hand with some friends. Reason being is because I couldn't see myself watching this solo. It's one of those films that you want to be around people, maybe take a breather, you know, if you want to pause it for a minute, go ahead and pause it. It's one of those things that you can kind of pick up and set back down pretty quickly. I don't think I'm going to lose any sleep over it. I don't think this is something that me and DP are really going to talk about a whole lot. But I will say that I think with some friends to kind of start a conversation, if you guys enjoy horror, which we hope you do if you're watching our channel, obviously, it's worth a watch.
One last thing I'll mention, that police officer who goes up to stop Father David from, you know, attacking people, you had one job. How do you let the perp steal your gun? He goes up there all, you know, goes up there, and then next minute he's like,
He took my weapon.
he took my weapon. How?
I've never seen someone possessed by a demon in a horror film hold a handgun.
I've never seen a police officer go into a room and get his gun stolen by one of the villains. How? How does that happen?
That's
Please,
why.
tell me.
This is why you watch it with friends. It's so you can have some funny moments and something to laugh with, because there are some scenes that are laughing material, including in the background when our main character Isabella goes to the hospital, right? After we're pretty sure she's possessed. You know what I mean? She's rushed to a hospital for a seizure, a seizure, right? And the nurse is explaining to Ben and the cameraman that she's stable, she is in there resting. And in the background, while she's trying to calm everything down, there was like 5 or 6 nurses running into her, like full-on sprinting before anybody notices anything.
They zoomed and
It's
zoomed.
It was bad. It was bad.
Well, thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you have any questions, check us out down below.
If you guys have seen the film, comment. Let us know what you thought of it. If you haven't seen it, tell us why you haven't watched it yet, honestly. I understand either way. And this is what we're trying to build with this channel. It's just a community of horror lovers. And that's something that we pride ourselves with. Hopefully we bring you guys worthy content. We're constantly working on it. So please, absolutely reach out to us anytime. Our DMs are open, our comments are open. So anytime you guys want to talk anything horror, we are more than happy, I feel, to answer any questions or anything that you guys would want to know about it. So
Yeah, let us know down in the comments. And as always, don't forget to de-stress,
progress.
let your mind rest. See you in the next one. See ya. Peace out.